This is the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on YouTube. One team hasn't had a single bind while the other has already had their two. It's the 8 games played San Diego Mavericks taking on the 6 games played Tulsa Mavericks as Tulsa sits 1-5. San Diego sitting at 4-4. They are looking, ladies and gentlemen, they are looking to keep pace with Arizona, who slipped up earlier this weekend and lost to LA. They are looking to maybe get closer to that division lead. Good evening, folks. Welcome to Lucy Red Stadium here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm Tyler Folk, joined in the booth by my partner, Brett Solberg. Brett, good to have you here. This one, all of a sudden, really has divisional implications all written all over it.
And that's exactly it. And I say this a lot of times in my games with you, Tyler, but it is truly decision time for both of these teams. Is San Diego going to be a legitimate team moving forward and threaten Arizona in the West Division? Whereas Tulsa, you got to decide, are you going to be a team this season? League worst offense coming in, but they have a very underrated defense. Can that defense step up against San Diego tonight?
It's been a tale of two sides of the offense, and we'll get to the hat as the Desperados will receive the opening kick. All whites for San Diego, teal and gray for Tulsa, as here we go. From Oklahoma, the Sooner State, as Manning will take the opening kickoff back down for a touchback as we get to see JQ in his 6th season in the SFL lead his troops onto the battlefield.
And this is a JQ that maybe we would have said a week ago, a fairly efficient quarterback, but we have to remember, 6 interceptions against Sioux Falls last week. He's looking to shake that off.
Quickly went from one of the least intercepted quarterbacks to being right up there with the league's worst. Handoff right side. That is Scott Powell, the Seattle convert, over here into Tulsa. And as we introduce you to the rest of that Tulsa offense, we just mentioned Scott Powell, one of the 2 halfbacks. The other one is Douglas Brown, with Lars Bazar at fullback. Gabriel Manning, Ian Francis, DJ Hume, and Sanzo Robinson are the wideouts. DJ Bandit, Marquis Sango are the tight ends. And leading the line at left guard, it's Phoebe Collins. Pitch play near side for Douglas Brown. His first carry, he sends one man to the shadow realm and trying to push forward, pushing through the safety Nate Hall up to near the 35-yard line as we get an injury on the play. Let's take a look at who it is. Unfortunately, that looks to be Bob Funk, who is down and injured on the play.
That's a key member of that defense as well. He's top 10 in the league in tackles, and he's got a bunch of pass deflections on his name. So having someone like Bob Funk out early leads to possibly an increased role for someone like King Bradshaw or Danny Carmichael.
There's a whole host of safeties out there. We'll get to everyone on the San Diego defense here in just a moment. I formation here as the down marker flips back to 1. Try and run with Brown right side. Douglas Brown looking for the corner. He turns upfield and gets it. A good gain of about 13. This is some of his best running all season.
Yeah, I was going to say that before, prior to the injury from Bob Funk here, but Tulsa's running offense has been nothing but pedestrian this season so far. Douglas Brown, 28th in the league, and he's one of those guys that you think one of the top 10 running backs in the league. He hasn't shown it yet. If he can bring flashes of brilliance like this to the Tulsa offense, we might not just be saying cue to Manning all game.
We'll get to touch here on Manning quickly. He's the leading receiver in yards, receptions, touchdowns. What can't that man do? We'll see how often Hugh gets the ball to him, but right now Douglas Brown is cooking near side, racing with defenders and putting another man in the turf. Up the field, he goes inside the 30-yard line, and trying to spin up for more yardage. He gets inside the red zone. This is the Douglas Brown we've been waiting for all season.
And this needs to continue for Tulsa if they can just keep going through this stretch and exploit that San Diego defense in any way they can. Seems like the outside run has been working. Both the times that we've seen big runs from Douglas Brown have been outside stretch runs. If they can continue going this way, it's going to spell doom for the San Diego defense.
So just like that, the Desperados find themselves inside the 20-yard line of San Diego. Douglas Brown right around 57 yards on the ground. They go back now to the other tailback. That's Powell, who gains about 3 yards closer to the 15-yard line. Let's introduce you to that Maverick defense. Biff Markham, Cam Crosby, Rylan Caudell, and Bobo Caudell are the linemen. Jeff Gagne, Alfarouk Aminu, Freddie Trammell, and Zach Holdorf are the linebackers. Tom Krieg, Stuart Zomelia, Tanner Hendricks, and the lovely, amazing, perfect Pink Lisa are the corners with King Bradshaw, Nate Hall, Danny Carmichael currently on the field as safeties with Bob Funk out currently with an injury. 2nd and 7. Q looking right side, one-handed snag from the league's leading receiver, and it's 1st and goal.
Yeah, and they've been paying him the big money for years now at this point, and now they're finally seeing it to fruition this season, as basically they've eliminated all, they've eliminated all wide receiver 2-3 options and just say, hey, Gabe, get yours here. That's reception number 50 this season, the first wide receiver to get to 50 receptions this season, and we expect probably 50 more heading down the line.
7th play of the opening drive. They come out in a heavy set. Q looks to throw, dump off over the middle. That is caught by DJ Bandit. Touchdown, Tulsa, and something we haven't said all season long, Brett. It was a balanced drive.
And that's what we've been waiting for all season from Tulsa. We were so used to seeing JQ sling that rock and basically bail out the offense in moments because Douglas Brown can't get it going. But, like you said, for the first time, we saw that run game start to go, and that led to open opportunities in the pass. Tulsa gets on the board first.
Extra point from Brooke Beisel is up good from Tulsa, and they are on the board for 7-0. Formerly known as Brooke Beisel, Brooke Brown. Now with the opening kick here as San Diego comes back here looking for something on this return. And Lili Nakai will get the return closer to the 20 as we get another flag on the play. And they'll get a block in the back on the return from San Diego. That'll push them back all the way back to the 13-yard line. And so Johnny Pickler will now be backed up near his own goal line to begin his opening drive.
And a good way to showcase everybody's favorite quarterback in Johnny Pickler. Start him from behind the touchback line. Basically get 87 yards to the end zone. Can they get there?
Tight end in motion. As Pickler will go back to pass for the first time today. Has plenty of time, looking left side and overthrows Lili Nakai. That'll be incomplete as we introduce you to the rest of Pickler's offense. Hunter McWaffle and Suda Nakai are the halfbacks with Mateo Pravado and Rob Noel at fullback. B. Robo, Dave Axis, Eagle Mandavi, and Lili Nakai are the wideouts with Benji Matson, Adam Williams at tight end. And on the line, Jacob Reed, Brunter Graham, Anthony Anderson, and Chris Back. Five-man rush pass middle, looking for Benji Matson. Can't find him as Marco Swift, the strong safety, was there in coverage.
And here's what we expect from that San Diego offense is that Johnny Pickler is going to get his looks. Top 10 in attempts, top 5 in yards, top 2 in touchdowns this season. He's got 14 passing touchdowns. And let's not forget, he also has a rushing touchdown, if I'm not mistaken, as well this season. He is a dual threat quarterback this season.
They'll spread the field with 5 wide receivers on third down. 5-man rush looking left side. That time it's caught near the 30-yard line as they are getting Lili Nakai involved early in this game. Second target, first catch.
And there you see it right there, just the height discrepancy between Lili Nakai and her contemporary in Nate Heslip. That's easily a good 3, 4, 5-inch battle that Heslip has to face against, not alone just battling one-on-one. So that just seemed like an easy matchup for Pickler to exploit there.
First third down conversion on their first third down attempt as a swing pass left side hits McWaffle, and McWaffle is through one and heads out of bounds near the line of gain. They'll say he stepped out just shy as we introduce you to the Desperado defense. Chris Andrews, Jaden Swift, Mike Mello, and Berto Demora are the linemen, with Tony Roberto, David Ware, Philadelphia Collins at linebacker. Cameron Shaw, Jay Rock, Nate Heslip, and Nana Matthews are the corners, with Travis Arthur and Marco Swift at safety. Split backfield, 3 tight end look here from San Diego. You're on second and very short. Dump left side, caught. Good hookup from Pickler to Mondavi. Mondavi just stayed a little further back from the defender who was expecting him to go deeper, and that's an easy read there for Pickler.
Yeah, and that's a little bit of a deceptive play from head coach Mike O'Neill there, the tinkerer, as I like to call him, because it always feels like he has a different set of offense that comes in every game. But on like a heavy set split back formation, we always suspect a run, but they decide to fade out Mondavi for that catch. That's a great idea.
5-man rush, late rush coming in from the near side, toss middle. Oh my goodness, Romo! Well, I don't know if they can make robots that jump acrobatically like that, but he certainly can.
He's a true robot in disguise in B-Robo. As you can see, just the athleticism to secure the catch in the air while keeping hold of it on a earth-shattering tackle in the rib cage as well. That's one of the spots where it's almost guaranteed to jar the ball loose, but he manages to hold on to it.
First down pass, just a little bit too far for Pickler's intended target, incomplete.
Yeah, and they're just going to keep slinging this rock here to start off this game here. That's going to bring Pickler to his 7th attempt on this drive here. And just to think about it, every play has been a pass play so far. There hasn't been a handoff to Hunter McWaffle, Suna Mackay, Mateo Privado, or Rob Noel yet.
You're reading my mind, partners. Yet to go to the ground game yet today. Trying to catch this secondary for Tulsa off guard. They pass again, and it might be coming back to bite them, looking for the Dave Axis on the corner route.
And this might be something that San Diego took a look at in terms of their scouting and saw that there's only 3 interceptions to Tulsa's name right now. One to Phil Collins, the others to Jay Rock and Marco Swift. Maybe they're looking at an exploit and continue passing this rock. Again, they go empty set. There's no choice here.
Empty set on third down. Saw this early in the drive. 5-man rush from Tulsa. Pickler having to roll toward us. Passing end zone just a bit too high. He's got a cannon of an arm, but it can sometimes be a little wayward, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this has been the story of the season so far for Johnny Pickler, who's still trying to bump up that completion percentage. You remember, early on this season, through the first 4 games, he was at around 42%. He's just bumped that up over the 50% mark after their last game, so he's looking to keep improving here now, but the overthrows, he's got to fix that.
Cliff Allen, special teams, gets the field goal to go through, and that'll take a little divot into the Tulsa lead. It is now 7-3. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, welcome. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sideline and start your player today by joining our Discord server at simulationfl.net. Click the Join the Community button to begin your career, or just to meet the stars of the SFL on and off the field. It's never too late to get involved. There's Gabriel Manning up on the return. He will get it to the 26-yard line, and that is where Tulsa will take over.
And Tyler, let's talk about that, the offenses that we were going to mention about earlier here, because we're seeing a tale of 2 different offenses going on. Tulsa starting off with the run here, where San Diego is starting off with all pass. It's been a tale of 2 different sides right now.
And right now, the old school mindset of running the football more often than passing is currently in the lead. Play action to the fullback, pass right side. There's Gabriel Manning to about the 46, 47-yard line. And it's a good little deceptive play to get Tulsa on the move.
And it's a play that is earmarked for Gabriel Manning because he has that ability to cut directions at will. And if he's got a one-on-one matchup, he's going to break through at some point. He has that ability. He's got that elite talent. And if you leave him one-on-one on a play fake, it feels like you're just giving him a reception.
Under center will hand off near side for Douglas Brown. He's out of one, but taken down by taken down by Nate Hall, as we head over to SFL headquarters for a game break from south of the border. Cam, over to you.
Thank you, Tyler. Football is a game of inches. Watch this play from Sioux Falls' offense. Almost had Tyree right there, and then almost a tackle, and then almost another touchdown. Sioux Falls, 14-3. Sparrows lead, and San Diego just got a sack. Back to you guys in Tulsa.
Well, there's no denying that San Diego's defense is hungry. Jeff Gagne with the sack here in Tulsa.
An earmarked sack number 20 this season from the San Diego defense as Jeff Gagne gets his second of the campaign. But those sacks have been shared throughout a bevy of defenders, so there is no idea where you're going to get hit from as a quarterback. And Jeff Gagne, good old Stonehands himself, gets to JQ.
Every single member of the linebacking core and defensive line have a sack as Q looks to go over the middle, cannot get it to his intended target. Danny Carmichael filling in for Bob Funk comes up with the stop, and Tulsa will have to punt.
Yeah, that's a pretty quick outage there for Tulsa after a long drive that got them 7. San Diego now has a chance to really turn things around and bring it back to the game that they want to play.
There's Tulsa punter back deep to punt, and waiting for it is Axis, and Dave will just call for a fair catch. He'll haul that in without any trouble. Here in this ball game earlier this weekend, we saw a muffed punt go against the Alamo City Artillery, Brett, and Portland put a crooked number in San Antonio's loss column for the first time in the season because of it.
Yeah, and it's going to raise a lot of question marks moving forward here in terms of the legitimacy of, both Alamo City and Florida. They also got a first loss this season as well. Can they right the ship in their next game?
Florida falling to Atlanta in near overtime. A late interception to Shot Allen finished off the Florida win streak as Mateo Privado cannot get outside the numbers quick enough and taken down.
And maybe the first carry of the game there from San Diego, maybe they were seeing something here and then going a little more pass heavy on that last drive. They couldn't get anything going on that first play to Privado.
Robo, the former tight end, in motion now in a true tight end spot near left, or the far sideline. Pickler, quick hitter. It's off the hands of his intended target, looking for Adam Williams. There were two potential receivers in the area, and I think they just got a little bit confused.
Yeah, two receivers way too close to each other. It looked like Williams and Mondavi on that right side, almost having a similar route tree going out, and that's kind of what led to that bobbling catch attempt there. It wasn't Pickler's fault.
Pickler already 10 passes tonight. He is 4 for 10. We talked about his completion percentage for the entire season being just over 50%, and left side, little bit too far for Lely. Hit on the play, no flag. It's a 3 and out for the Mavs.
That one's 50-50 if I say so myself. I think the defender did just enough to say it was more jostling for position than anything, but you could make the case against Tulsa on that play. But like you said, flag stays in the pocket.
Punt is away from Henry Glemm, the undrafted rookie. As Manning out of a tackle, trying to snake his way near side. Here comes Manning inside the 40-yard line. One man to beat.
That's not fair.
Manning is gone. The highest paid receiver, highest paid returner. Gate makes a house call.
And that is the example of BMM, Big Money Manning, coming out on his own this season. It's not just been special teams. He has been so synonymous with special teams throughout his career. He's been grabbing catches this season, and this is just a little reminder to San Diego saying, hey, you can't sleep on me on special teams because I can sneak my way through a dog pile, find my way to the sideline, and get to the end zone. In a moment where it felt like San Diego was turning the momentum around, Tulsa hits them back, and in a hard way.
Gabe Manning ties Dill Swayze with 5 punt return touchdowns all time. Extra point is up and good from Brooke Brown, and it's now 14-3. Tulsa in the lead, looking for their first win here at home this season.
Huge statement in this first quarter for Tulsa to get 2 huge touchdowns, both from, a running game led drive and then from special teams.
Kickoff will be taken for a knee by Lili Nakai, and so San Diego will start on their own 20-yard line. For all the league highlights, photo galleries, major and minor league stats and leaderboards, community content, and so much more, check out the league's website at simulationfl.net, presented by Football Shift. Stay up to date and explore our past, present, and future. Blitz coming, quick hitter left side, looking for McWaffle. McWaffle does well enough to get past the line of scrimmage and gain a couple of yards.
And it seems like they're trying to use McWaffle on a swing pass kind of ordeal in this game here, but I don't think that's going to work. The success that McWaffle has had for over the last couple games where he had big efforts is through the run. They need outside runs. They need protection.
Here we go with McWaffle. First traditional run for him tonight. That'll pick up about 4.
And that's not too bad. They get themselves an opening gap to get McWaffle going and have him decide how he's going to deal with that second line of defense. Sets up a third and manageable here so that they can open up this playbook.
They'll come out in a heavy set here on 3rd and short. We've already seen them come out in a heavy set and try a long passing play out of it, which worked rather well. We'll see what they dial up here. It will be a pass as Pickler looking middle, and this time it will not pan out. Looking for Robo, incomplete. Pickler still below 50% completion percentage tonight.
Yeah, that's another tough call there to see. Another 50-50 between whether or not that's pass interference. I think that's more closer to being not. And there you see it right there. 5 of 13 to start things off. And a lot of those instances, he's just overthrowing his guys. He just needs to settle down and relax. It's his game. He needs to dictate it.
One is on its way. Here's Manning looking for another solid return, but this time he is corralled rather nicely at the 40-yard line. No further he will go, and out comes the Tulsa offense now with an 11-point cushion. Maybe Tulsa can relax a little bit.
Yeah, and for one of the league's worst offenses to already get 14 points with the help of special teams, that's got to give them some positive momentum moving forward, especially for a team that's been riddled with offensive woe games that they've had.
And off, no, play action. Q almost picked off. Near sideline, incomplete. That'll bring up second down.
That's dangerous of a throw there from JQ as well, because not only has the San Diego defense come up to par with the sack party, you also have to remember they've got some nice hands out there too in the defense. Zomelia, Bradshaw, and Funk both have multiple interceptions. Team is top 5 in the league with 11 interceptions as a defense.
Another play action. Q has to go near side again and nearly picked off for the second straight play in a row. There's Hendricks in with a deflection.
Yeah, that's another key deflection off there. A team not, normally known for deflections. They usually get the interceptions, but they're still top 10 in the league in at least deflecting the football away. Tulsa needs to get this first down so they don't squander an opportunity to really blow this game open.
You with 4 wideouts in the gun here on 3rd and 10 from the 40-yard line. Heavy blitz coming. Q has to take off and run for it, and he cannot escape Cam Frosby. He does pick up 3 yards. Frosby there with the stop.
And it's a good pursuit from the San Diego defensive line to give that pressure from JQ that we haven't seen except for maybe 1 or 2 plays so far in this first quarter. And like I said, Tulsa kind of squandering this opportunity, now giving San Diego a chance to maybe start to get that momentum back again.
Dave Axis awaits the punt here near his own 20-yard line. Another fair catch at the 19-yard line. And now San Diego are back out on offense. And to say it has been a struggle is really credit to this defense for Tulsa.
No, it's been huge from this defense of Tulsa, really showing up. A team that has allowed over 30 points a game, trying to really, level the waters, I guess you could say, this season, because they've been so up and down with defensive performances. They just need to balance things out.
Pickler in traffic. J. Rock with the deflection, incomplete. They are not giving these wide receivers an inch to breathe out there, Brett.
No, it's really making it tough because you could say for San Diego, there isn't really a real clear-cut number 1 receiver option. San Diego's done a fantastic job in spreading that wealth. You can maybe say Robo is their number 1 as for the receptions, but they're just making sure they cover everyone, which is huge.
Blitz coming. Pass left side, McWaffle. And McWaffle is able to grab maybe a couple yards. That play, really the only one at the moment that's seeing San Diego move the ball down the field. They got a couple. They're going to need 8 here on 3rd down.
Yeah, right now, at least in this last 5 minutes here, it's been great defensive stands from both teams so far. Another 3rd down opportunity for San Diego here.
1 of 4 at the moment on 3rd down. Blitz coming. Pickler goes down. Berto Demora in on the sack. Another 3 and out for San Diego.
And if there's going to be anyone to get to the quarterback on the Tulsa defense, it's going to be their lone top 20 sack maker in Berto Demora. And it's just about sliding through the right tackle, making sure that he has enough opportunity to get to Pickler. And just like I said, these defenses stepping up to end this first quarter.
4th sack of the season for Berto Demora ends the first quarter. Tulsa 14, San Diego 3. Here from Lucy Red Stadium in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You're watching the SFL live on YouTube. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the second quarter play from Lucy Red Stadium here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm Tyler Falk. Joining me in the booth is Brett Solberg. A special thank you to Ike McBride and Zach Holdorf from the Stats Truck. And, of course, the SFL Commissioner, Cameron Irvine, is our producer. Thank you, Cam, as always, as he'll continue to give us updates throughout the night on Sioux Falls and Mexico City. Manning, unable to get a whole lot done. He was the story in that first quarter, coming away with a league all-time tying 5th punt return touchdown that ties Jeffrey Daggs along for the ride with Dill Swayze. Now the Tulsa offense will get a chance to work. Handoff left side. Minimal gain for Scott Powell, maybe a yard.
And I don't mind this idea of, not giving the rock completely to Douglas Brown here, but he's got 4 carries. And it's already amassed 60 yards. So I would just keep riding that gravy train until it basically dries up.
Play action. Q will look to pass. Pumping once. Has plenty of time. Great protection. Left side open and plenty of room to run. Oh, what a move on the sideline as well from DJ Bandit inside the 30-yard line.
Yeah, and DJ Bandit had a chance to get to the end zone. Unfortunately, couldn't quite turn around enough, but it was great patience from Q to wait for his receivers to get just open enough. And that is what DJ Bandit needed to get that catch, just open enough. Broke open, got a nice catch on that left side, and nice catch and run, and flipped the field in just one play.
You could see Cam Frosby unable to get past Phoebe Collins there on the left guard slot. She's done some excellent work trying to protect Q, but this time That line cannot protect Douglas Brown from Freddie Trammell as he gets in the backfield.
Yeah, and this is what San Diego needs to do to kind of push back. Douglas Brown is having so far a pretty decent game so far. You see it right there, 5 carries for 58 yards, averaging a first down per carry. If you're going to stop at least one asset of the game, stop that run.
And that's not something we've been able to say too often this season. His first quarter was something to remember for this season at least. Play action again. Q has to get rid of it into traffic, and guess who is there? Gabriel Manning. You cannot stop him, even if you put duct tape around his arms.
And again, this feels like the Tulsa offense is earmarked to get Gabriel Manning open no matter what. They shift Manning to the right side, seeing that he basically had a secondary battle against a safety who they knew they were gonna shift back a little bit, so there was time to throw that rock in front of the safety.
Defensive line shifting outward, expecting something to the outside as Brown heads that way, gets a couple of blocks, still fighting with defenders.
Oh my God!
And Nate Hull finally brings him down near the line to gain. But how did Brown stay upright?
Hey, I'll admit to you, I'll peer back the curtain here for a second. I just took a sip of my Dr. Pepper because I thought that Douglas Brown was going to get hit at the line of scrimmage, maybe get a yard or two. And all of a sudden I turn around, he's still up, and he gets 9.5 crucial yards and basically looking to threaten to the end zone here.
Well, here come a Desperado offense now around the 4-yard line. Goal line offense versus goal line defense. Handoff left side, nothing doing. Taken down by multiple defenders behind the line. They're going to lose a yard on that.
Yeah, and again, Tulsa can't squander this opportunity either. They have pushed San Diego basically back to the brink here. At least convert this first down so you have another 3 tries to get to the end zone.
It was Holdorf and Trammell who got the good jump. They try and go near side. Brown, not this time. Stood up and dropped by Biff Markham. Biff, bop, boom, bang. And out comes the field goal unit.
Man, and San Diego brought the entire airship to get to Douglas Brown, knowing that they're probably going to try to run this to at least a first down. And no go, and Tulsa may have to settle for 3.
Out comes Brooke Brown to try and hit a chip shot from about 24 yards out in the right hash. Snap spot, kick is up, and it is good. And Tulsa extend the lead out to 14. It is 17-3. Desperados out in front. Hey, if you're liking the game so far, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. There is no one else that gives you more football. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLM action and help the channel grow through your support. Lely's going to get a chance to return this one from about her 2-yard line as she tries to go to the right side of the field and is eventually taken down at the 29-yard line. And that is where San Diego alongside Johnny Pickler will come out and try to put the first quarter behind them.
Yeah, 65 yards of passing, pretty decent. Here's the outlier though, 3 rushing yards on just 2 carries. That needs to be fixed.
What kind of quarter adjustments were they able to come up with? With a bunch set near side, they come to the line here on first down. Pickler's going to roll near side, look right side. There's a positive pass. That'll find Benji Matson for a first down.
And a good deceptive play from Johnny Pickler as well, rolling out to the opposite side so that the tight end could get open in Benji Matson. They could kind of lull they can lull the defenders to sleep, not thinking that he would throw opposite side. He does, and it results in that catch.
Empty backfield. It seems like the run game will be just completely abandoned here tonight as Pickler looking over the middle. This time it is caught by Robo, and 2 opening passing plays on the drive result in 2 first downs.
And already a quick difference that you can see from Johnny Pickler's throwing of the football is that he's not airing it out 15, 20 plus yards that led to those overthrowing incompletions. He's getting it 10 plus yards at most on those 2 plays to get those first downs.
First and 10 from the Tulsa 46-yard line. Pickler will now have trips to his right. Here on the 3rd play of the drive. Blitz coming from the Desperados. Pickler looking middle. That is caught by Lili Nakai just outside the 30-yard line.
Yeah, they might be representing planes in here, but chugga, 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 choo-choo. This train's starting to roll here for the San Diego offense, which is what they need to do if they're going to come back from this 2-score deficit.
One of the most productive drives so far in terms of moving the football down the field with regularity. Pickler again will look to throw. Middle open is Mateo Pravado, the fullback, and he's inside the 20-yard line. And right now, this Maverick offense, it's just dicing up this Tulsa secondary.
And, you know, once Johnny Pickler gets himself comfortable, he is probably one of the best quarterbacks in this game. And maybe sometimes it takes a quarter for him to kind of warm himself up, but this second quarter has been great in terms of throwing the football easily, getting those numbers, as you see there, back to regular 4.
4 of 4 on this drive alone is Johnny Pickler. Look to throw again, dump off right side for McWaffle. McWaffle out of 1, but cannot escape Marco Swift after a 1-yard gain.
And give credit to this Tulsa defense. They really have put a target on the front and back of Hunter McWaffle. It feels like he's just getting minimal gain on plays that we've seen from San Diego get at least first downs out of, but they've been really keying in on that swing pass, and they've neutralized it pretty much.
We'll have to throw again. This time looking right side, caught Benji Matson inside the 10-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd and short.
Yeah, and they had a linebacker on a tight end there, so it felt like a speed game more to get to the sidelines. Pickler made a nice throw there. Again, sets up an open playbook, 3rd and inches.
They have not run a single run play. Here's the first one through the middle. McWaffle, and he picks up the yardage needed to move the chains. It's 1st and goal, San Diego.
Use that strength, offensive line. You're going to need it on this play, at least, to push forward just enough, break that gap open just enough to get McWaffle through that first down marker, and they do so.
8 men in the box now for Tulsa with their backs against their own goal line. Run, McWaffle right side out of 1, but there is Swift again to pick up Philadelphia Collins' blushes. Another missed tackle from Collins as San Diego inch ever closer.
And this is the mystery part of San Diego, because now they've gotten a goal line situation. Sometimes we don't know what they're going to throw to us, because sometimes they go 3 straight passes. This is one run here.
Pass, corner, caught, touchdown, San Diego. They're yelling, fly, Eagle, fly.
Spread my wings and fly away is what Eagle Mondavi did. Just broke wide open on Heslip. It didn't feel like Heslip was ready for that battle to get to the that far end sideline, or far end end zone line, that back line, and it left Mondavi wide open. San Diego strikes back in the time that they needed to.
And typically we'll see that type of route run across the middle, that arrow route. That time it was straight to the corner, and Pickler put the ball in only where Mondavi could grab it. And that will bring it back to within 1 score, 17-10, Tulsa. Now how will Tulsa respond after the Eagle Mondavi touchdown? Cliff Allen will boot it away. Back to the dangerous return man. This time coming out with it is Ian Francis, the rookie out of Lexington, and he will get it all the way up to the 28-yard line. That is where the Desperado offense will take over with 3:14 to go in the half.
And in a game where we've seen You know, a lot of ups and downs, both offensively and defensively. The last thing that Tulsa's offense needs to do is stall on this drive, because now San Diego's starting to get momentum. And once they get momentum, sometimes they could bring it in bunches. So right now, Tulsa needs to find a drive that'll work for them. Use this last 3:14, I would recommend, to at least get some points on the board.
Last two drives for combined between the two teams have resulted in scores. We keep that streak alive. Manning was the man in motion to the top of your screen. Handoff near side. Here comes Douglas Brown for maybe a yard or two as Freddie Drammel will take him down.
Yeah, not a bad idea from Tulsa there. Dictate what Douglas Brown is going to give you. It's the right idea. He has been hot so far through this first half. I would give him one more go here to see where they can take you before third down.
Refs will say he got nothing on that drive, so it's 2nd and 10. Q under pressure, and he is stapled to the turf. Biff Markham for his 2nd sack of the game.
And that's what JQ can't do, is that he can't stay in the pocket and use so much time, because this defense will get to you. We've talked about how deadly that defense is in getting to the quarterback. All defensive first and second level guys have gotten to the quarterback so far this season. They need to get their guys open. They need Q to sling the rock within 3 seconds.
Biff's 2nd tackle for loss, his 1st sack of the game. As Q, deep shot, middle, caught in traffic. DJ Hume, the understudy to Gabriel Manning, comes up with his 1st catch of the night.
And this is what Tulsa needs to do, is that they can't be throwing it just to Gabriel Manning, who has 4 targets in this game so far. Give it to a guy that we haven't seen yet. DJ Hume gets his 1st catch of the game, and it's a huge 1st down, gets them in enemy territory.
And it's those big home run shots that he's been oh so known for this season. Highest average yards per catch on the team with 19.7. That one going for a big gainer as well, as we hit the 2-minute warning here in the first half. Tulsa 17, San Diego 10. This is the SFL. Two to go from Lucy Red Stadium here in this first half of play. Tyler Falk, Brett Solberg here in the booth. Thankful to have your company here this Saturday evening. Flip out near side, caught by Brown. He gets out of one and sprints past Krieg on the near sideline for 1st down yardage.
And good work from Brown to shed through that 1st tackle to give himself a chance to get that 1st down and succeed, because that's a tough swing pass when there's no protection around you. So it's basically just on you to make a play, and make a play he did, gets the 1st down.
That'll move the change. 1st and 10 now from the 32-yard line of San Diego, as JQ trots back up to the line. 70% completion percentage and just over 125 yards tonight. Run left side, Brown behind his blockers, and Freddie Trammell. Oh, he lowered the shoulder and hit Brown hard.
Yeah, and you know, if you're gonna have Douglas Brown get neutralized in a way, you just smash that guy to the ground and say, hey, let's see if he can come back up.
Back to the line quickly as Q will look to throw near side. That's caught by Bandit. Gains about maybe 6 or 7 yards, and they will call their 1st of 3 timeouts.
Yeah, and I think Tulsa sees something and maybe wants to capitalize on this, so they want to stop the clock. With this 2-minute warning action going on, they're already deep into enemy territory. They're probably looking for end zone more than likely.
They're going to have to get past the 22-yard line for a 1st down. You deep drop, blitz coming, screen pass left side. Douglas Brown has it and lowers the shoulder and rolling over Tanner Hendricks for another 1st down, and there goes timeout number 2.
Yeah, and this is the play that Tulsa wants to do on this 2-minute drill, is to get themselves pushing forward, utilize that clock as much as they can, and get a score. They're in field goal territory already here, but I'm more than betting at this point that they want to go for 6.
Wide from just inside the 15-yard line. Q will go to work. Looking end zone. Hume couldn't grab it. Tom Craig in on coverage, and that was spectacular coverage.
And that might be the unfortunate moment of the wide receiver being a little bit too short this time, as Craig's got about an inch on him in terms of the battle there, as Hugh aimed high on that pass and almost got into the hands of Craig.
Two wideouts. You're on 2nd and 10. Linebacker showing blitz near side.
I would key in on Manning on this play now.
Hume looking for Hume, and they go back to Hume, and he's got it at the 1 yard line. 3rd and final timeout for Tulsa here as they're in the nitty-gritty area of the field.
Yeah, and when I saw that shift happening, Manning was against a linebacker, so that was more of a deceptive play again from Tulsa to get this time Hume open on that near touchdown grab.
Last time Tulsa was in this area, they had to settle for a field goal because of a stout goal line stand from San Diego. Blitz coming, Q back in the end zone. DJ Bandit is there again. His 2nd touchdown of the ball game, and it's back out to a 2-score lead for Tulsa.
And every team wants a tight end that could be a red zone threat at any given moment. If Gabriel Manning doesn't get the touchdowns, it's surely going to be DJ Bandit as he grabs touchdown number 6 this season for him. Number 4 for him, as Manning has 7 this season. But right now, this Tulsa offensive machine is rolling at the right time back to a 2-score lead.
7 all told with that punt return touchdown from earlier, as he now ties B. Robo with 4 touchdowns on the season. Coming in, Robo was tied 5th in the league with Eagle Mondavi, and right now they're all trying to catch Gabe Manning as it's now 24-10. Tulsa on top here tonight. We've seen a lot of crazy stat lines, a lot of crazy score lines. I'm getting told we might be hearing something about Mexico City trying to get a crooked number in their win column here shortly, as here comes Lely out to the 23. Let's go to Mexico City and Kevin Irvine for a game break.
Thank you, Tyler. Nick Lockett, Buford Van Dam, and Ray Bentley with touchdowns tonight for Mexico City. Everyone getting involved, including the big fella. And the Aztecs take their first lead of the game, 24-21 in the 3rd. Tight one in Sioux Falls. Back to you in Tulsa.
Thank you, Cam. So many crazy storylines and so many feel-good stories for a lot of people and teams in Mexico City. Still looking for win number 1. They're out in front for the first time in the ball game, as Pickler will go to work and try and float one near side. He hits the feet of Benji Matson. Well, maybe he was thinking the wrong kind of football with that pass.
Yeah, and it's just a little bit too low of a pass, like you said, and Pickler again just needs to settle down. You've got 38 seconds. You can make a response in any moment you want, and with these last 38 seconds. And right now he's looking for a splash.
They have all 3 timeouts as Tulsa shift around the defense, try and recalibrate to combat the 3 wide receiver set. Pass right side. There's Pravado hauling it in. He gets taken down as Philadelphia Collins will take him down. And now, after passing the ball a couple times, I think they're gonna let this clock run out here, Brett.
Yeah, it looked like they didn't have a play set right on that formation that they really liked. Maybe this is just to change the formations here. It looks like it did, because now they have four good receivers out in the moment.
They also will get the ball to start the second half as well, so no need to try and force something and potentially give Tulsa points here. Pass underneath. It is incomplete. In and out of the hands of Eagle Mondavi. And we will have one more play here in the half. It'll be a San Diego punt.
Yeah, and with 2 seconds left, I'd say, why are you going to punt the football? Why not go for it? Nobody's going to, nobody's going to try to take advantage of a play if they do a turnover on downs. There's going to be time run out.
Henry Glenn will punt it away here to Gabriel Manning, who's trying to make something happen, gets to about the 41-yard line. He'll be stopped as the horn sounds for halftime. It is the home team, the Tulsa Desperados, 24, San Diego 10. and this only their second matchup all time against one another. The first time they played was in San Diego. San Diego won that football game. Tulsa here at home looking to return the favor from way back in season 17.
And right now, so far, so good for Tulsa here. They've gotten their first half yardages, 223 all told, and it's been a pretty balanced game so far. Early dominance from Douglas Brown has led to open passes down the field, and JQ has been deadly accurate so far, 11 of 15, 2 touchdowns to DJ Bandit inside the red zone, and it also helps that you get a punt return touchdown from Gabriel Manning. But what San Diego needs to do is that they need to basically strike back and strike back hard, and if they can find a way to get that run game going, just 4 carries between McWaffle and Pravado, that's not going to cut it for an offense.
Bandit is your halftime player of the game with 2 red zone touchdowns. Gabriel Manning has the 3rd touchdown for Tulsa as we come out of the halftime break and welcome you back to Lucy Red Stadium here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Visit Lucy Red Energy Drink at lucyred.com and see why the energy is amazing. And these hometown fans, well, they're definitely fired up, definitely amped up, and are full of energy with their home team leading by 14 points and hoping they will see their team win for the first time here at home in season 21 as we are underway once again here from Lucy Red as Dave Axis will take a knee down in his own end zone. And now second half adjustments will come into play here, Brett. We've seen lots of games turn on their heads when we enter into the third quarter.
And the big thing for San Diego here to help them possibly turn that head around for them is just to breathe. It's still a maintainable game. You've got 20 minutes. Seize the opportunities you've got.
Pickler will roll near side, launches it middle, in and out of the hands of Dave Axis. He was blanketed in coverage and cannot come up with the reception.
You know, right route for Dave Axis. He got in front of the 3 defenders, kind of blanketing around him, and there was an opportunity. He just couldn't secure the catch.
So back to the line they come. They will look to throw. Pickler underneath. That is caught by Benji Matson, but he keeps headed back toward the line of scrimmage. They will give him forward progress after the tackle by Demora, so it'll be 3rd and 2 upcoming.
Yeah, imagine as a receiver of any sort, getting an 8-yard catch, and then the defense pushes you back 8 yards back to the line of scrimmage. Thankfully, the forward progress rule is in effect here.
Blitz coming, lots of blockers there to defend Pickler, and out of the tackle, here comes the receiver looking for the first down marker. They will give it to Eagles, who is just able to reach out with the ball for the first.
It's funny, he was close twice in that situation. After the catch, he was kind of straddling that first down line, and then when he got pushed back behind the line of scrimmage, he had to turn around and kind of fight for those extra yards, and he just narrowly gets it by a feather.
So the drive will continue here for the Mavericks. Pitch play near side. McWaffle hit in the backfield and finished off by the middle linebacker, David Ware, for a loss of 2.
Yeah, and that's kind of the result of San Diego not running the ball enough, is that these linebackers seem ready at every opportunity whenever there is a handoff happening. There's only been forward progression on just a couple of run plays so far in this game.
Only 5 positive rushing yards tonight. Pass floater caught. There's Robo to move the chains beyond the 45.
Yeah, that's a sneaky throw from Pickler as well. Basically only throwing it to the breadbasket of Robo, just underneath that chest area. And there wasn't really a defender to get their hands on it, so it's a smart throw from Pickler.
Around 18 yards from Pickler to Robo as they'll move the chains up to the 46-yard line. 4 more wide receivers, 5-man rush for Tulsa. They flip it out near side for McWaffle. Out of 1. Can he get out of the Swift tackle? No. Marco Swift is there after McWaffle picks up 8.
Nice dump and catch. Run from McWaffle, at least if he's not getting involved in the run game. He'll get himself involved in the swing pass game, which, I think for maybe a couple times only in this game it's worked.
And Pickler's done a much better job after that horrendous first quarter to get more plays. Oh, diving deflection by Cameron Shaw. That was athletic and a timely dive to get that ball out of the air.
Yeah, you stole the words right out of my mouth. It's very timely, because if that catch would have been made, that is end zone. That is end zone all day long. Great job to dive and make an effort to deflect that catch, and that dreaded third down once again for San Diego.
3 of 8 on third down tonight. They're trying to run for it. Left side, McWaffle. He'll get the first down as Robo tried to throw a block. Way deep downfield. McWaffle picks up the first.
And look at that. When you run the football on 3rd and short instead of passing the ball, you get those Tulsa defense second guessing on there. Wide open space on that left side of the field for McWaffle there.
1st and 10 from the 40. Blitz coming, heavy blitz coming, dump off middle, and here goes Robo. No one in front of him or behind him. He will trot in for the touchdown. Late flag. I think some of the Tulsa defenders got a little bit too chippy with Pickler.
Yeah, and that's all blitz coming out from Tulsa, as definitely they wanted to get to the quarterback, but they got a little bit too eager, and there was nobody in the vicinity of any of the receivers. Say good night. That's 7 points on the board. San Diego needs to keep in pace of this game.
So Robo will pick up his first touchdown of the night. That is touchdown number 5 in the season, as Cliff Allen's extra point is up and good. 9-play, 79-yard drive, just under 3 minutes all told. And San Diego is right back to within 7 points from Tulsa. Now available, free to download, you can play the SFL video game on the go with the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus, an emulator for 4K23 right in the palm of your hand. Order your Retroid today at GoRetroid.com. As Manning, out of a couple tackles, looking deep downfield, all the way up to the 42-yard line, and we talk about his explosiveness. You can play Gabriel Manning on the SFL video game on the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus after you go to GoRetroid.com, search SFL, and download our mod at simulationfl.net/4K23. Retroid, the official console of the SFL, where you can be just like Gabe Manning. (24-27), 7:06 to go here in the third quarter. First drive of the half here for the Desperado offense. Play action. Q will look to pass. Middle deflected by Freddie Trammell, and the ball will flutter to the turf.
And Trammell's a big body, and you kind of forget that he has, longer arms than usual, than most linebackers in this league. So he had his hands up, and he got that key deflection. And again, that's another catch-saving deflection there.
Come to the line in an I formation here on second down, as the Maverick defense will try and throw as many defenders in the box. Currently 8 there to try and defend a run, but it's another play action. Q for Manning, and for one of the few times tonight, Manning can't haul it in.
Yeah, it just didn't seem like he was ready for that throw to head his side, and that's, maybe a very, very rare mental lapse from Gabriel Manning, because we know his capabilities as a receiver. I don't think he was just ready for it.
So that'll bring up third down after the spectacular kickoff return from Gabriel Manning. They risk having their drive stall out before it can even get going. 3rd and 10. San Diego only send 3. Q, double coverage looking for Hume, and he can't bring it in. Hit jars the ball free, and the Maverick defense comes up to begin this third quarter with a 3 and out.
And that's big. And you talk about, third quarters really changing momentums for one or both teams. And San Diego's really showing up here, at least in these first 3 minutes of this third quarter, which is what they need to do to get back in this game.
Punt is away. Dave Axis will elect to return this one from just outside his 20-yard line as he will take it all the way up to the 29-yard line. And that is where Johnny Pickler will return to the field, return to the office to see if they can't get some more points on their second drive of the half.
Yeah, and I've got a wild prediction for you here. Do you think Johnny Pickler will get to his 35th pass attempt in this drive?
Oh, more than likely. It's been a near one-dimensional offensive strategy here for San Diego tonight, Brett.
Yeah, 31 passes, 7 carries so far. Not the ratio you want to see as a head coach, but if it's working for you, you continue using Johnny Pickler as an asset.
5-man rush. Pickler middle. That is caught by Matson to about the 46-yard line. A solid opening play of the drive.
Yeah, and you keep utilizing Johnny Pickler as a thrower as much as you can here. Because once he gets hot, he gets really hot here. And we're talking about the last 3 drives alone. He is 6 of 10, which is the percentage you want as a quarterback.
17-yard pickup on first down. Results in another first down. Another blitz coming from Tulsa. Pass corner. Matson out of the tackle and up the field he goes inside the 20-yard line and pushed out of bounds near the 12 by Travis Arthur.
How's this for a stat so far for Johnny Pickler? Since the end of this first quarter, he is 15 of 19 in his pass attempts. After a woeful first quarter, he has turned things around, and it's examples like this as he just finds Matson, again, in front of his secondary member or his linebacker member that we've seen all throughout at least the second half so far. He's finding receivers at the right time.
So Pickler will go under center with 4 wideouts as Tulsa send another blitz. Pass underneath.
Oh, no.
It is incomplete. Looking for Mondavi, and there might be calling a PI.
No
Talk
way.
about a game of nanoseconds.
No way. I refuse to believe that was pass interference because that was right on the marker. And I know that, as a broadcaster, you can't show bias in a situation like that. But I feel that Mondavi had all of the opportunity to grab that catch. It felt like Marco Swift had the right timing on that. It's just an unfortunate call to see against Tulsa.
Maybe making up for a missed call earlier in the game. We saw something that looked more like PI happen to San Diego earlier, and now maybe a little bit of give, a little bit of take. They'll look to throw. Pickler,
wow.
And it hits one of the linemen in front of them, and the ball will just fall to the ground. 2nd and goal.
Count your blessings, Johnny Pickler, because if that would have been any further back when a lineman touched you, that probably would have been a fumble. So at least that ball went forward instead of backward.
3 tight end look. Here on 2nd and goal. Another passing play. Looking.
Oh, no!
For the end zone. Marco Swift makes up for the PI in the nick of time.
How about turning a PI, take out the P and add an NT in there, give myself an INT, says Marco Swift. And that is ultimate redemption after what Tulsa definitely feels is a terrible call from the ref. And they use that as motivation to get themselves a stand when San Diego pushes them to the brink, gets a turnover, and now let's breathe. Tulsa, let that offense do the talking now.
Our first turnover of the ball game goes against Johnny Pickler to a team that only had 3 takeaways coming into this ball game. Douglas Brown run near side, tacked by Gagne for a pickup of 3.
Yeah, you want to talk about, flipping scripts so far this week, and it feels like this Tulsa defense has flipped the script on what we have thought they were going to do all season with this game alone here. Huge stands against tough drives from San Diego, capped off with that interception. They just need this offense to capitalize on the turnover here.
Bizarre goes out of the backfield. Now lined up as a receiver as they run with Brown near side, and Bizarre had a good block. And Douglas Brown gets a few more blocks. He's sprung beyond the 50. Douglas Brown!
No way!
See Krieg! Brown! What can Brown do for you? He can get a touchdown in his best game of the season!
Capitalization at its finest with one of the hottest players in this game, in Douglas Brown, taking this team on his shoulders, getting to the end zone. What a fantastic spin move to get past Tom Krieg. His jock's at the 50-yard line right now, and Tulsa has all the momentum now.
The team with the least amount of average rushing yards per game now has nearly 150 against San Diego. Kick is up and good from Brooke Brown. And don't look now, 31-17, Tulsa out in front by 2 scores.
And for a team that has scored less than 20 points per game this season, already at 31, we're not even at the end of the third quarter yet. What is this Tulsa team really capable of?
Kickoff will be handled by Nakai. She will take a knee deep in her own end zone. They will start on their own 20. And the last drive for San Diego only happened a few seconds ago, partner. They were able to march all the way down the field, but a timely interception denied them points.
Yeah, and now it feels like their backs are against the wall here, and there might be no other choice for San Diego other than to throw the rock.
Or wide. Pickler will throw, dumps it off to McWaffle near side, takes a loop around the backfield and will pick up nice yardage. 5 all told for McWaffle.
Yeah, and a good start. Get McWaffle involved here. If he's not going to get handoffs, he's going to get those swing pass looks. He's gotten a couple here already. He's already matched his reception count to his carry count, which is an interesting stat line at this point. That's his 6th reception here. But if they're going to get Waffle involved, get him on the pass.
Pickler near side caught. There's Mondavi. Sure hands. It's another first down for San Diego.
I mean, that was a quick pass as well. Smart quick pass from Pickler because he saw his man open. Because, again, feels like these Tulsa defenders are kind of falling back a little bit, preventing deep passes. So those near ones, those short routes, those medium routes, they're going to be open for San Diego. They just need to find them.
You know, what else we've been seeing a lot tonight with these heavy sets, Pickler's been able to go back and have a little extra protection back there to find his receiver.
Very true.
Pitch play near side. It's for Bravado, the fullback, and the fullback picks up 10 yards on the pitch play.
Yeah.
Not often you see a fullback pitch.
And again, the tinkerer, Mike O'Neill at work once again with the toss play with Bravado as your main back instead of a fullback. He is traditionally a fullback. He decides to toss it out, use his strength, and how about that? A first down for the Mavs.
You do have to tip your cap, or flat cap if you prefer, to the OC, over head coach OC Chris Back. The offensive coordinator for San Diego, head coach Mike O'Neill, handoff McWaffle, left side, out of a tackle, looking for an extra block. Swift takes him down, but not before McWaffle picks up another first.
And for the first time in this game, San Diego's starting to utilize that bevy, that entourage of running backs that we have come to love here. And now McWaffle starting to get a little bit more involved here, and that's what they need to separate Johnny Pickler for future passes. Imagine that.
It's a nickel look out of Tulsa. With Matson among the receivers. The tight end lining up on the top side of your picture. Pickler with time. Now fires. Middle caught. Robo at the 20-yard line. First down as San Diego get back into the red zone.
And again, you said it, partner, earlier on, this protection from the O-line. giving Pickler plenty of time to look around. Even if that pocket is starting to disintegrate bit by bit, there's still enough for Pickler to look around, see who's open, and find his man. Great work from the offensive line, especially on this drive.
Robo now over 100 yards as we just took a brief look at his total numbers, 104 all told. Does have one touchdown tonight as well. Blitz coming from the weak side, pass near side. He cannot haul it in. Hit as the ball got to him. Incomplete.
And these Tulsa defenders are not afraid to hit the receivers despite that call from earlier, the pass interference earlier on Marco Swift. They're still wanting to hit the receiver. This time they get it right on the marker at the right time.
Bunch set near side. Robo as a down lineman in the bunch. Pickler looking for the corner. Caught by Matson, and they will give him the touchdown. Oh, what a catch from the tight end. And they're back to within a score. They will just not go down quietly into the night.
Strength, athleticism, speed, agility. All the markers you want to see from a tight end, and Benji Matson, doing it for so long in London, brings his talents over to San Diego, and there you see an example of classic Benji Matson. In the air, gets his arm out just enough to cross that football past the end zone marker, and that is 6 crucial points on the board for the Mavs.
That's our nice hands catch of the game, brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it, SFL 4K 23. Benji Matson with a stellar catch for the touchdown. Score is now 31-24 in the final knockings of the third quarter. And here we go again on another return. Gabe Manning from about 2-3 yards deep in his own end zone as he tries to roll his way up to the 30-yard line. He will get only to the 28. And that is where Tulsa will take over with their offense to try and get back a 2-score lead. And again, it's been a solid day for Tulsa's offense. The run game on full display last time with Douglas Brown able to really crack open a cold one as he raced down and got a touchdown on a long rushing drive. They're going to need more of him here, Brett, if they want to maintain this lead.
Yeah, and if I'm Tulsa, I'd keep feeding that rock there. He's just off the back of a 77-yard touchdown. Give him the ball. See where he can take you again.
Indeed they will as he cuts back near inside out of a tackle from Nate Hall, but eventually brought down. That's 7 more for Doug Brown.
Yeah, and again, good momentum setter to see where this Tulsa offense is going. And there you see, some decent gapping from that left side to give Brown that space, and key blocks here or there are going to give you an extra couple yards.
I'm getting an update from the studio. Both games here on this late block here Saturday night now at the same score. The fourth quarter over there, and it closed the end of the 2-minute warning. Mexico City, winless Mexico City 31, Sioux Falls 24. As Brown gets the call out of one tackle, but eventually brought down by the rookie out of Madison, Al-Farouk Aminu.
And that's what San Diego just needed to do here. Just get them to a third down, where they've been, pretty good at stopping the ball here so far. 2 of 6 is the conversion for Tulsa. Both these teams haven't been fantastic on third downs, but they haven't been quite terrible either.
Pitch play, good block as Brown is able to spring forward and get the first down. That does not happen if Phoebe Collins has not set the edge.
Exactly. Phoebe Collins doing a great job just setting that edge, making sure that Brown had the space on the toss play to run the stretch side on the left and get the space necessary for the first down.
So the drive continues on the back of this solid running game here tonight for Tulsa. Play action, pass right side, deflected, looking for Manning, but Tom Craig comes up with a deflection, and he needed to get that one after letting up the long touchdown run earlier.
And again, a play earmarked for Gabriel Manning. You got to have 2 defenders involved. And they had Krieg up front, maybe a little bit too far up front, but he gets his long arms out to get the deflection.
Split backfield, 2nd and 10 as Q will look to pass over the middle. One-hand snag, Gabe Manning, 7 yards, and he's brought down by Funk, who's back from injury.
Yeah, and we haven't talked about Gabriel Manning as a receiver much so far in this 3rd quarter because San Diego's done a good job neutralizing that deep option from Manning. So they had to go with a medium route to get themselves a 3rd and short.
3 down linemen, and it's a play-action pass here for Q. He's got plenty of time. Looking near side, incomplete, looking for Bennett. Flag comes in. What's the call? They're going to tag it on Bob Funk, who had a solid play on 2nd down, but couldn't keep his hands to himself.
Yeah, and this one we couldn't catch from up close, but yeah, that is as clear-cut as you can get. He's got full contact on the back and the side of DJ Bandit, and that's going to be cause for concern for the refs to throw that flag up. That one is a no-doubter.
For a second, I thought he was trying to do-si-do with Bandit, and maybe square dance or something, with their arms linked up like that.
With this close game, there ain't no time for a hoedown.
Absolutely. Instead, 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line of San Diego. 5-man rush. Q to throw. Middle, and it goes through the hands of Gabe Manning.
Yeah, they're really starting to key in, and like I said earlier, San Diego's defense starting to key in, knowing that Manning is the #1 option and nobody else above him. So they're getting 2 defenders on him. That's been the big adjustment in the 2nd half. They've neutralized Gabriel Manning as a pass receiver.
8 targets in the ball game, only 4 receptions. 59 yards. Most consistent receiver would actually be DJ Bandit. 4 targets, 4 receptions. Is Q. Whoa, there's
man.
Manning! Oh my goodness, unreal! Triple coverage, can't stop him. The only thing that can stop Manning, I guess, is himself.
Man, it's if sometimes when you're a Tulsa fan, it feels like you're banging your head on the wall and saying, why do you keep throwing it to Gabriel Manning, especially on triple coverage? Well, that's the reason right there. He's going to find something out of nothing and maybe turn that something into spectacular.
And so it's 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. 2 tight ends near side as Q will send Hume top side, where he joins Gabe Manning. On this, potentially the final play of the quarter, no. Q will just let it go to triple zeros as we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. It's Tulsa 31, San Diego 24. Tulsa right there at the goal line. You're watching the SFL on YouTube. Over to Chris Curtis to tell you what our rights are.
The Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Welcome back to Lucy Red Stadium from Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm Tyler Falk alongside Brett Solberg here in the booth. Ike McBride and Zach Holberg have done an excellent job in the stats truck tonight, keeping us updated and informed all night long. Thank you both. And a special thank you to the SFL Commissioner, Cameron Irvine, who's our producer this evening, as Brown gets the call through the middle, and he's taken down by the aforementioned Zach Holdorf at the 5-yard line.
Hole who?
It's been a long afternoon, my friend. And the storms that have come through Tulsa these past couple hours, they've really, they fried my brain just a little bit today. But here now at 2nd and goal, as
Look at
Manning's
Manning
wide
here.
open on the
Wide
far
open.
sideline.
I just toss it to him.
Instead, it's a pitch play, and I think Tulsa missed a golden opportunity.
That was absolutely golden. Now, getting back to this game in full here. As a watcher of this game, maybe you're thinking, Maybe this quarter can breathe a little bit here, because we just saw 376 yards of total offense between these two teams alone in this third quarter. Amazing work from these offenses to turn things around.
5 wide on 3rd and goal. Tulsa looking for it all here. Q stepping up.
No
and
chance.
He's out of one. Still
No
looking,
chance.
but he's finally thrown to the turf by Al-Farouk Aminu. And it's 4th and goal.
Yeah, just that was doomed from the start, especially with that deep drop, which hasn't worked as well as it has these past seasons from quarterbacks. It just developed immediately. That pocket was broken, and JQ had no choice other than to scramble to see if he can get any yards, and he couldn't. Pushes it further back, and now another short field goal attempt for Brooke Brown.
Brown's field goal is up and good, and so instead of it being a 14-point lead, it is still a 2-score lead, this time only 10. 34-24, Tulsa out in front. And we want to remind you that 8 p.m. Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. 8 p.m. Music is the official soundtrack of this Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit 8pmmusic.com. As taking a knee for it is Lily Nakai back deep in her own end zone, and so San Diego start in a 10-point hole to begin their first drive of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and right now it feels predictable, but they need to continue doing this. They just had a quarter where they had 197 yards of total passing. Keep Johnny hot.
Robo with a man in motion near side. 8:31 to go in the ball game. We'll probably see a heavy dose of Johnny Pickler to end it as he is quickly to throw across his body near side. There's Robo. Gets around one defender, but taken down by Heslop as we go to Mexico City quickly. Back to Cameron Irvine for another game break.
Thank you, Tyler. Watch this play from Sioux Falls. 2nd and goal, down 7. Ryan Davis just goes out into the flat. His first catch of the game. Wide open, turned it upfield and scored. Tie game at 31. Aztecs have the ball. 90 seconds left and 3 timeouts. Back to you in Tulsa.
Thank you, Cam. Would love another update to reveal the winner of that ball game, because that one is really cooking. Same thing going on here in Tulsa. 10-point ball game. With how high-flying this Maverick offense can be, you just never know. As Pickler looking right side from Andavi, but even Eagle can't fly that high.
Yeah, a little too high from the wings of Eagle there, and Pickler falling back to his vices there on that pass, overthrowing his guy. Just needs to settle down. It's still a 10-point game. You've got plenty of time to work with still.
Already in the 40s with his passing attempts here tonight. Trips to his right. 5-man rush from Tulsa. Just has to flip it out near side for McWaffle. McWaffle out of a tackle. Still going is McWaffle across the midfield. Spinning is McWaffle, and finally taken down at the 35-yard line. McWaffle saw what Brown did earlier and wanted to emulate it just a little bit.
Yeah, and he did pretty well with that too. Nice stump-off pass, and it was basically all him. He just had one other lineman with him. It looks like it was Chris back there along with him. This time is just trust it on yourself. Get the spin move past 2 defenders, it feels like, to get a couple extra yards. But a big thing here, it flips the field for San Diego.
Chris back alongside Jacob Reed marching down the field with McWaffle as we see Suter Nakai checking into the ball game to try and give McWaffle maybe a little bit of breather. Flip out right side, and it's dropped. A flat-out drop by B. Robo. 2nd down.
And do you start putting the blame on Johnny Pickler here from not getting his throws accurate enough? Because that was, to B. Robo's discredit there, a little low for him to catch. We'll have to see if Pickler can, maybe pick things up here.
Currently does have a season high in passing yards tonight, 300 and around 75. Flip out near side for McWaffle. He's going to lose about a yard as Heslop, amongst others, comes in with the tackle behind the line. And it's 3rd and long now.
Yeah, defensively, if you're Tulsa, you're saying no more to that swing pass. McWaffle should have no more opportunities in this last 7 minutes to get down the field.
Empty backfield, 5 wideouts set. Here for Johnny Pickler.
Overload.
4 wideouts for the EB's top of your picture. Pickler looking right side.
Oh!
Somehow Lily Nakai comes up with it, and she has really been a spark plug for the San Diego passing attack tonight.
Yeah, it feels like whenever something is going awry in that passing offense, they go back to Lily Nakai to get things back in shape. And great work again. Hands in the right place. And you know what? So close from David Ware to get the interception. But Lily says, you know what? My hands are in front of yours. I get the chance first, buddy. Gets a key catch and moves San Diego further down the field again.
Took it out of his arms. Indeed, partner. Pickler now 7 yards from 400 passing yards tonight. Looking right side. Mondavi can't haul it in. He was in double coverage. Just couldn't find the football.
Yeah, it was double coverage because of the crossing pattern with Lili Nakai as well, and 2 defenders stayed along with Mondavi this time, so it just led to a very tough situation for Mondavi to grab the football.
2nd and 10. 6:19 to go here in regulation. As Matson goes in motion. Man rush, Pickler, right side caught. 2 yards to go. It's Dave Axison on the reception.
And again, another low throw from Pickler, but he was rushed in that pocket, so maybe he wasn't ready to, unload that full arsenal on that throw. But Axis kind of saves him a little bit there and gets a very nice catch.
There's the confirmation. 401 yards passing. They go on the ground. McWaffle on
Wow.
Touchdown, San Diego, and they throw a wrench into Tulsa's plans.
And huge credit to the offensive line to open up that gap and use McWaffle's speed right away. He bursted through that line like you said, nobody touched him. I don't think Tulsa was ready for that at all. We've seen Johnny Pickler throw that football 49 times. They weren't thinking McWaffle was going to get his 8th carry, and now a touchdown on the board that gets San Diego possibly within a field goal.
Here comes Cliff Allen to try and make it a field goal. Dispersion between the two clubs. Indeed, it's up and good. 34-31, and this game is quickly becoming even closer than it has been since early on in the ball game. Just a field goal between the two clubs. The best of Week 9 includes a rematch of Minnesota and Indy Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern, and Vice Wars coming up Monday between Denver and Las Vegas. For the full 13-game Week 9 slate, head on over to simulationfl.net and don't miss any of the SFL action like Gabe Manning, who already has a
You're kidding.
touchdown.
Get out
He's
of here.
kick return touchdown. If he can hold on, he can. Gabe Manning, ladies and gentlemen. Tulsa touchdown.
Just when you think San Diego was going to make a miraculous comeback in this game and maybe just swing the momentum fully on their side, it takes one man to switch it all up. And it is the name, the face of the franchise. Nobody is more synonymous with the Tulsa Desperados than Gabriel Manning. You want to see an example? This play here.
Gabriel Manning picked up punt return touchdown number 5, which tied him for first all time, and the man himself just got his 25th kick return touchdown in his career that extends his advantage all time at number 1 all time in kick return touchdowns. Both kick return and punt return touchdowns tonight for Gabriel Manning here, Brett, were both his firsts of the season. Can you imagine?
He was just so neutralized through these first 6 games on Tulsa's special teams, but something arose from him. Something woke him up, and 14 points goes to his name, not through a catch, not through receptions, but through catching something hundreds of feet up in the air and running it to the end zone.
And there's a reason why he was recently inducted into the SFL Hall of Fame for plays just like that. 5:40 to go, and San Diego find themselves where they were just seconds ago in a 10-point hole here in the fourth quarter. Blitz coming for Pickler Strong. Side flip out McWaffle near side out of a tackle up the 30-yard line and ushered out of bounds by Travis Arthur. First down, San Diego. Meanwhile, in Mexico, it's in overtime. 31-31 between the Aztecs and the Sparrows as that game is going later into the night south of the border.
Man, that's a back and forth contest that we've seen over in Mexico City. Just when you think that the Aztecs are going to get their first win of the season, here comes that, potential of Sioux Falls to be a great team to come back in this game and force it OT.
Empty backfield for Pickler. Here on the second play of the drive. Pickler to throw. Deep drop underneath. It is caught, but quickly brought down by Cameron Shaw for a pickup of 6 yards.
Yeah, and right now it's just, inching their way forward. They know that they have 5 minutes to work with this and use the same magic that got them to the end zone in that last drive. They don't have to do anything pretty yet. They just have to focus on getting to the end zone just like they did last time.
Split backfield here on 2nd down and 4. Just past the halfway point in the fourth quarter. Handoff up the middle. McWaffle gets by Marco Swift, and then eventually he's taken down at the logo. First down as we go back to SFL headquarters. Who took it away in overtime, Cam?
Tyler, the opening kickoff of overtime. Nick Lockett
God.
on the return. Yeah, special teams all night. And the Aztecs win it in a walk-off. 37-31, back to your finish in Tulsa.
I can only imagine the scenes from Estadio Matt Wilson. Thank you, Mr. Irvine. Pass near the numbers. Nakai can't haul it in. But we've seen two unbeaten teams lose. We saw our final team here in season 21, Brett, finally pick up their first victory.
Hey, Mark Lopez, did you have ensuing kickoff, walk-off TD in your bingo board, my friend? What a first win this season for the Aztecs.
Pass middle. It is caught for first down yardage for Eagle Mondavi.
And right now, San Diego's doing the work that they did last time. Just get themselves first downs, continue keeping that red-hot arm of Johnny Pickler warm, and they're doing the work right now. They're flipping into enemy territory, but now as the clock keeps ticking, they're getting close to 3.5 left in this game. They should start looking a little bit deeper now.
Flip out near side for McWaffle. He's got a lot of these touches tonight. Out of another tackle, and this time brought down quickly by Arthur. Back to the line they come. They're down by 10. They need 2 scores.
Yeah, and they need it quickly here.
Pickler middle. It is caught by Matson inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line.
It's been stellar work on this hurry-up offense. Great formation to do it in, too.
Pickler to throw again. Flip out near side, but Tulsa's ready for it. Taken down by Heslop. No gain. 2nd and goal.
Now watch for it to go to the opposite side. I'm looking at Lili Nakai, the inside of the trio there.
Pickler can't escape the pressure. Down he goes. Taken down by Swift and back to the line. 3rd and goal for the 12.
They really want to get this end zone grab now.
They're all tired. McWaffle cannot escape the tackle from Tony Roberto. And now San Diego have a decision to make. Do they kick the field goal for the sure points or they go for the end zone?
They're going for the field goal here. At least it gets them back to 7. And in this situation, we shouldn't be surprised if there's an onside kick.
Short field goal is up and good. Step 1 done. 34-41. They're down by a touchdown as Cliff Allen is perfect tonight. And they will have to keep him on the field to try and get the ball back.
Yeah, and you know what? An onside recovery isn't inconceivable in this game, in this season so far. We've seen a lot of onside recoveries here, and to the hopes of the San Diego fans on the road, they're gonna get it.
High bounce. It is
Not
hauled
enough.
in by San Diego, but not before it got 10 yards down the field, and so it'll push them back 10 yards. And we've seen teams go for it a second time, even on this penalty, Brett.
Yeah, very much so, and I would still go for it if you are San Diego, because there's really nothing to lose at this point. You want to get that football back.
So they back up from the 35 to the 25, and they try it again. This time a lot better, but hauled in safely for Tulsa, and that will set them immediately into field goal range as Charlton has a solid return.
And that was basically Cliff Allen trying to make up for that kick that he had earlier, because it only went 7 yards, so he walloped that sucker, but unfortunately for San Diego, right into one of the hands team there. And now for Tulsa, it's just handoff city to their running backs. I'd expect Douglas Brown to get a heavy dose.
And this Maverick defense is going to have to tighten up quickly if they want to stay around in this football game. Any forward yards, forward progress could see Tulsa settle for a field goal and give them another 2-score lead as Brown gets 3 yards after being taken down by Holdorf and company.
Yeah, and San Diego hypothetically has 4 timeouts if you include the 2-minute warning here as well. Step 1 done on here. They only gave Douglas Brown 3 yards.
So it seems like Tulsa will do what should be done and try and milk as much of this clock as possible. They do not have to snap it
I wouldn't expect them
for
to.
the 2-minute warning. Indeed, they will not snap the football. We hit the 2-minute warning. A touchdown separates Tulsa and San Diego, 41-34. Can Tulsa pick up their second win of the campaign and first one here at home? We're about to find out. 2 minutes to go from Lucy Red Stadium. Week 9 has had a lot of topsy-turvy craziness. This game, no different. Stretch play left side. Brown can maybe get to the 25-yard line before he's gang tackled. And San Diego will take their first of 3 timeouts, and it's third down and 5 now for the Desperados.
Yeah, and it's a huge third down for both these teams here. 1 first down probably makes a ball game for Tulsa. If you prevent this third down, San Diego, you still have a chance.
Offset eye behind Q, handoff, Brown looking for blockers and eventually taken down by Jeff Gagne short of the marker. And so San Diego's defense holds. They could allow just a field goal and they still have a timeout. There is still plenty to play for here for the Mavericks.
Yeah, lots to play for still for the Mavericks, regardless of whether this field goal is good or not here. But San Diego has to focus on quick drives to get to the end zone.
Field goal is up and good from Brooke Brown, and it's back out to a 10-point lead, 44-34. So here comes the Maverick receiving team. They're going to have to set up their offense for a chance to get some points. Instead, Nakai will take a knee back deep in her own end zone. And they'll start this drive on the 20-yard line. As for Johnny Pickler, he's got the most passing yards this season of any quarterback. 472 passing yards tonight, but they still find themselves down by 10 points. Pickler will dump it off short, and Matson couldn't find it, twirling and spinning to the turf.
Yeah, and right now they don't mind, passing completions because it still stops the clock. But right now, San Diego's got to look for something deep. They've got 1:41 and 2 possessions to work with.
5 wide here for the Mavericks on 2nd down. 80 yards to Pater. Blitz coming. Pickler, short drop. Hits Mondavi. They'll pick up a 1st down, and they will call their 3rd and final timeout, and now they really have to hustle.
Yeah, and there is no choice for them now. They have to use a formation that they know can be successful and use the hurry up with that. And look at the stats there. Johnny Pickler probably going to get to 60 pass attempts here on this drive.
His next pass will be attempt number 60. Five-man rush. Pickler, right side, caught by Dave Axis to the 48-yard line. Back to the line they come. They have no timeouts. They have to keep going.
Yeah, there's no choice about it.
Pickler underneath, caught Mondavi, cross midfield to around the 48-yard line. Pickler with exactly 500 passing yards now.
They have to look deep. They can't go short on this one.
Pickler right side, caught. Axis inside the 35 down to the 34. 1:05 to go now here in the 4th quarter. Pickler underneath, hits Mondavi. Another short pickup. Clock continues to run.
So they're trying to change the field of vision from this Tulsa defense so that they can get something far. They're going to spike the ball so they have a different formation and go. 53 seconds left.
Not only that, but give their wide receivers who have just been running up and down the field a chance to catch their breath. Lucy Red getting loud here on down. Pickler to throw. Looking middle. It is incomplete. Looking for Lely, but they're going to tag Danny Carmichael on a pass interference call.
Scratch that. That's Nano Matthews, who we haven't talked about yet. So far in this game, he's only got 1 tackle to his name. But like you said, they're going to tack a free set of downs. And more importantly, it stops the clock for San Diego to change up their formation. And that is all important for the Mavericks here.
I mean, if you put your tush in front of a pass, you're more than likely doing something illegal. Unfortunately for Matthews, it's flagged for PI. That also gives a free timeout basically to San Diego. 50 seconds to go. Now from the 24-yard line. Heavy blitz coming. They try and go underneath.
Oh, we've seen this
got
before.
Lely Nakai. Lely Nakai scores! Touchdown San Diego. It's within 4 points now.
We saw this earlier from Tulsa where they brought the house and it just led to wide open receivers. Not a great call to audible away from the play that they had before. They must have saw something to change it, but it didn't work out again for Tulsa. Now opening the door for San Diego to come back in this game. Extra point attempt pending. They could be down by a field goal.
So out comes Cliff Allen. Snap, spot, kick is up, and it brings the game to within 3. The over-under was set at 48.5 points. We've got 85 combined here tonight. If you were looking for a low-scoring matchup, this definitely wasn't the game for you. Cliff Allen now. They need an onside kick or the game is over. And it's low one, and somehow Tulsa come up with it. The flag won't matter.
I feel bad for Cliff Allen because the 3 times he's tried the onside kick, he's either buckled it too high or he just walloped that sucker.
They denied the penalty.
Wow.
Do it again.
Wow.
4th onside kick attempt. Tulsa had that game, and they gave it back. Here we go again.
And again.
It's holding by Charlton.
Oh, no.
Free. Inside the 15 and finally blasted by Lely Nakai. Charlton nearly made a house call to rub insult into the wound, and instead he's taken down, and there's your ball game. as Lucy Red, for the first time all season, will get to go home happy.
Wow, and what a way to end the game. 4 attempts on an onside kick, and you could read it like a script. Too short, then way too long. Too short, and then way too long. Just an unfortunate time to buckle the kick for Cliff Allen.
One easy kneel down from JQ, and that's your ball game. Tulsa pick up win number 2. They moved to 2-5 on the season, and that Central Division is really getting interesting. Indy and Minnesota coming up tomorrow night, and that game could, if Indy were able to somehow come up with a win against a team who almost blanked them, who 69'd them in week 1, then we've got a really interesting Central Division. As the horn will sound, 000 on the board. Tulsa win 44-41 in a shootout in Desperado Land.
And a sigh of relief from the Tulsa defense as they saw a bombardment of passing we have never seen this season. 413 second half passing yards from Johnny Pickler as he darted the field with his receivers. But Tulsa's counter, Douglas, Brown, and Gabriel Manning. Brown did the work on the ground, 205 second half rushing yards from the Tulsa offense. And you talk about those all-important 2 special teams kick sixes and a punt, 1 punt 6 and 1 kick 6 from Gabriel Manning. If those weren't in the cards for Tulsa, San Diego might have that miraculous comeback we'd be talking about tomorrow, or not tomorrow, on Mondays this week in the SFL.
All right, quickly, Brad, player of the game. We got a couple to choose from.
Yeah, and it's tough to bet against Douglas Brown, but it has to be the face of this franchise, Gabriel Manning, with the 2 special teams touchdowns. I can't give it to anyone else.
Well, thank you, Brad. Thank you, Ike McBride and Zach Holdor, Stats Truck, and a special thank you to SFL Commissioner Cameron Irvine, who's been our producer and studio show host all night long. And a special thanks to you for sticking around and watching the SFL here on YouTube. We hope to see you for many, many more, including tomorrow's nightcaps. And we'll see you then. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Bye-do.